How's it going, guys? I got a haircut. Anyways, so last night I saw Insidious Part 2. And I've been waiting for this movie to come out for such a long time now. I am a huge fan of the first one. It is one of my favorite movies directed by James Wan. And, it's just a movie that I've seen so many times and I just love so much. I saw this in the theaters yesterday, and there were so many teenagers just screaming their heads off, and they were shouting out really stupid comments, and it just bugged the crap out of me, and it made me like the movie less, I guess. I don't know. Whenever people are being stupid in movie theaters, it always makes me like the movie less because I'm in a bad mood because they won't shut up. But yeah, it was a full house in my theater. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get #1 box office, but yeah. I saw the first Insidious with my grandpa in the theaters, and it was a lot of fun. I really liked it. And then I heard James Wan is directing an Insidious Part 2, which I thought was a little bit weird because, he's that kind of guy who doesn't like to do movie sequels, which I really like about him. And, I've learned that he did Insidious 2, and it came out a lot earlier than I thought it did. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but there is some very sad news about James Wan for all you horror fans out there, but, James Wan confirmed not too long ago that he is quitting horror movies. He's not going to make any more horror movies. He's done with the horror movie genre. He said he wants to explore more movie genres, for example, next year he's doing Fast and Furious 7. I'm sorry, I have no interest in seeing Fast and Furious 7. I don't like those kind of movies. But, next year he's doing Fast and Furious 7, and he's done with the horror movie genre, and I am just bummed out because I wish he could do so much more. He's such a talented guy. All of his movies have this certain dark tone to them that, only he does, and only he does it right. So, his movies are very special to me, and I don't think he's made one bad movie yet. Yes, I do think that Silence is a good movie, although I know a lot of people don't think it is, but I loved it personally. So, Insidious Chapter 2 takes place right where the first one left off. I don't want to say necessarily right after the first one left off, but it takes place after the first movie. And basically, like the first one, pretty much it follows the Lambert family, and they once again are being haunted by this presence from the Further. I really like that part of the first one and this one. By the way, you're going to see a lot of the Further in this one, so that's really cool. So if you like the third act of the movie, which I know a lot of people didn't, but personally I did, you'll probably like this one a lot more because it shows a lot more of what's going on in the Further and a lot more creepy stuff going on. So the Lambert family is being haunted once again, and I really do not want to mention any spoilers. That's all I can really tell you. The dad is actually kind of going a little cuckoo in this one, so it reminded me a little bit like The Shining, but The Shining's definitely better than this movie, but it did remind me a lot like it. That's what I like about his movies, because they remind me of a lot like classic horror movies. But yeah, Insidious Chapter 2, it contains some very creepy scenes, just like the first one. I really, really liked it. However, I do believe it is James Wan's weakest movie he's done yet. I do think this is his least scariest movie. I personally do like the first Insidious and The Conjuring and Saw, and even Dead Silence a little bit better than this movie. I think it was a little bit short on scares. It also has some witty humor in it. So yes, this is James Wan. He adds a little bit of humor to this movie, which I guess kind of worked, but some parts didn't. It felt kind of weird. And just in case you were wondering, no, Darth Maul does not appear in this movie. I thought he would, but apparently he doesn't. But I think that's what I liked about the first Insidious, was that guy right here, because he's just, you don't really know anything about him. He's just there. I don't know. He was creepy. But yeah, guys, this is my least favorite of his. The scares it just wasn't as scary as his other movies. I don't know. His other movies, this one didn't have the same effect to me as the other ones did, but, yeah. I'm so bummed out that this is his last horror movie, because I feel like he could have done something just a little bit better. I feel like he needs to do one last horror movie before he says goodbye to the horror movie genre, because I just feel like this wasn't a good last movie of his. I felt like he could have done better. But despite the negativity on the film, I still really liked it again, but it still is my least favorite. But, yeah, guys, I do suggest you check it out, but beware, it is not as good as his other films. But yeah, Insidious 2 still was very creepy, very scary, a little bit short on the scares, but when there were scares, it was very creepy. By the way, the first half of this movie, pretty slow. I was actually pretty surprised. I was actually pretty surprised on how slow this movie was, because usually he doesn't like that kind of stuff, or at least none of his movies are really all that slow. But yeah, guys, overall, I'm going to give Insidious Chapter 2 a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked it, but, again, it's my least favorite. I've already told you that 1,000 times. You guys might think differently, I don't know, but go check it out anyways, because, after all, it is his last movie, so please go support this movie as much as you can. Alright guys, thank you for watching this review. I'm Jacob Palacio. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below on what movie I should review next, and I will see you guys later.